DJ Vlad is here. Welcome. The legend,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you.
One of the greatest journalists of all time. One of the greatest interviewers of all time. And one of the most polarizing figures in hip-hop history. Vlad.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
man. First of all, it's good to see you, man. We obviously talked about this, but there was a little back and forth I had with Rory. We're talking about how when I first started the channel, I had hit you up, and you had turned me down because you were like, the channel's not there yet.
Yeah.
But you're here.
Well, yeah. I mean, because let's just be honest. Like we only have a certain amount of time.
You got kids.
Yeah.
I got kids.
Yeah, exactly.
We got families.
Yeah,
we got businesses.
Exactly. So it's just sort of like, you want to, it's not. You don't do the interview just for the sake of doing the interview.
For sure.
You do the interview with the intention that it's actually going to get out there
100%.
to a bigger audience and everything else like that. And I was like, at the time, I'm like, the audience isn't there yet. But I support what you're doing. Let's just keep in contact. And at a later point, we'll do it. I didn't diss you. I didn't be like,
no, for sure.
No.
You explained it.
I'd actually explain it to you.
No, you called me. You called me, and you were like, "Hey, I want to call and tell you this because it might come off the wrong way via text."
Exactly.
But I'm glad you're here, man.
Yeah.
I want to get.
And I told you I would do it.
Yes, and you're here.
And I'm here. And
yes.
I actually reached out to you when I was getting ready to do this promo run. By the way, the Vlad TV YouTube Masterclass is now live.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about. I want to get the business out of the way because I'm intrigued by this.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like certain master classes where people will talk about like engineering or producing or songwriting or, so is this a master class? Because is master class its own company?
No, I mean, there is a...
Because I know there's like a thing.
There's a Masterclass company, but it's sort of a general term. It's a
okay, so you're
class.
providing this through the Vlad subscription?
Yeah.
By the way, I'm a subscriber.
Okay, yeah. So this is...
You made us wait for the Elon Musk dad interview. The subscribers didn't get the whole thing first. Remember? You put the clip up, but the whole interview didn't drop for the members. But I am a member,
No, it did drop for the members.
Yeah, but it didn't.
No, it dropped relatively early. I mean, here's the thing. Sometimes we can't drop it on the first day because we need to get it out quickly, and then editing a whole 2-hour interview kind of takes a while.
Sure.
So sometimes we wait a couple of days. But no, that interview came out relatively early.
Explain the masterclass.
Okay, so on YouTube, there's the public YouTube that everyone can watch. We release clips and full videos daily. But then maybe about 3 years ago, we started a Vlad TV YouTube membership. So YouTube has a kind of like a paywall that you could put certain content behind. So we started, for $4.99. When you sign up to this membership, you can get the full interviews usually on the first day that we drop the first clip.
Yep.
Not the first day, usually the first few days. Every so often, it takes a little while, but in general, first day or very, very early. So that's been going for 3 years, and we have thousands and thousands and thousands of paid members.
Yeah.
So that actually turned out to be a great business move, using content that is really we're going to put out anyways.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's familiar with your format, you'll essentially clip it out, and then at the end, the full interview drops.
Yeah, so for example, someone like a Boosie that we do like 3-hour interviews with, like that full interview might not drop for a month and a half.
Right.
There might be like 45 clips, before you get the full interview. So if you don't want to wait a month and a half, you just want to spend $5 to get the whole thing early, ad free, whatever else. That's a cool way to do it. So for a long time, I really thought about kind of elevating it and doing something more serious. A lot of people...
Let me get the mic a little closer to
Yeah, no problem. So, like, I had the Vlad Stocks thing for a while.
Which I missed. That was good.
I was going to do that. I was going to actually start a masterclass that focused on stocks, but, I was a little unsure about it because I'm not really an expert on stocks the way some other people are experts. And I've done very well. Like, I mean, I've made a lot of money off of investing in stocks. And I've helped a lot of people. I probably helped people make over $10 million.
Right.
Just basically giving them general advice in terms of what I do myself. So I've been kicking around that idea for a long time, but then me and this guy called Lead Attorney, he's been a guest on my show a couple of times. He does these classes and he focuses on YouTube streaming. So me and him got into this long conversation about starting a masterclass that just focuses on building YouTube channels. And for me, it's like, this is something I felt I really was like a world expert in.
For sure. I mean, you're a pioneer.
Well, I launched in 2008. So right when YouTube started its partner program, Vlad TV launched as a YouTube channel and as a serious YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We were uploading every day. DJ Ski, I think, was around.
It was you and Ski.
Yeah, but Ski, I don't think really took it seriously.
Yeah, it was like music videos.
Yeah,
it was
he
like
would just post every so often. And I even got the idea to call Vlad TV from Ski TV. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of a nice little, this type of kind of ring to it. So, over the course of, this is what, 2008, talking about 17 years of doing this every single day, every single month, every single year, 6 million subscribers, 6 billion views, crazy. Over maybe $30 million in YouTube revenue over the course of that time. I felt like, I think I have something to say, and I think I have really a lot to, put out there to help people. I wish I had this type of class early on. There was like a lot of mistakes that I made over the years. So we launched with 4 classes, and then we're also, with every month, we're going to drop a new class as well as a new interview from a successful YouTuber. So this month we dropped it with academics. So there's a 30-minute academics interview that's not part of
the big
anything that's been released already, but it's him talking about how he built up his YouTube channel, the most he's made off of a single video, which I think is around $50,000, and why that is, and just sort of the breakdown of how he got to where he is from 0 followers to the 1 million+ followers he has right now. So we have episodes already recorded from like Terrence Gangster Williams, who's like, Birdman's brother, who made like over $300,000 in YouTube out of his bedroom. Trench's News from Chicago that doesn't even show his face.
Right.
But is making over $100,000 a year off of YouTube. So we have these types of exclusive interviews that really focus on the money aspect of it, because the membership is $99.99 a month. So it's $100 a month. So it's not cheap, but if you're serious about making money, you really utilize some of these things, you're going to make way more than $100 a month off of this, whether you're just getting ready to launch a YouTube channel or whether you have a YouTube channel that you're looking to take seriously and improve. Yeah. So
it's a separate membership under the Vlad TV.
Correct.
I didn't know you could do like...
You can do different tiers.
Yeah, that's
There's a $5 tier and then there's a $100 tier. And if you get to the $100 tier, the $5 tier is included.
Right.
So you get the full...
No, I mean, it's smart because like at the end of the day, I do feel like if you talk to any kid these days, I mean, not any kid, obviously, but most kids, they want to be YouTubers. They want to be content creators. I mean, this is kind of the world we're living in, but there isn't a class, per se. You can't go to school for that.
You can't go to school for it, but there are classes out there, but I feel like these are all people that aren't really that successful.
Right. They're like moderately successful.
Yeah, they have maybe 100,000 followers, and they make a little bit of money and so forth. But to have someone that really comes in, it's like, all right, like I'm literally serving this to millions of people every single day. I have a whole company behind it. I have, and it shows like, okay, like, there's a whole episode about how to get guests.
Yeah.
In all the different ways, as well as all the pitfalls and, the things to avoid. And I talk about how, I was going to pay O.J. Simpson $100,000 for an interview, but they wanted all the money in cash before he even walked in the room. And that
just,
Yeah, it's like, I mean, there's nothing preventing him from just taking the money and just driving off. Which is, I mean, look, he owed tens of millions of dollars when he died.
Right.
There's an episode about the equipment. So it actually, for the first time ever, you actually see, my main studio is in New York. So you actually see the whole Vlad TV New York studio with a breakdown of the equipment that we use and everything.
Is that the studio with the drum set?
Well, there's 2 studios with drum sets. The original drum set studio is here in LA.
Because that's an iconic drum set.
So when we rebuilt the New York studio, we kind of put a drum set there as kind of like
it's like kind of like it's like so random. It's like a random thing to have as like your background, but it's like it's just your thing. Yeah,
but it's music, I mean?
Sure.
So the drums are drums. There's an episode about really kind of how do you structure things before you even start? Like, what do you really focus on? What do you not focus on?
Right.
Like, this is where you could really do well, as opposed to, where you could struggle. And I showed examples of like YouTube channels that I had that didn't do well.
Yeah.
Sneaker Watch.
Yeah, the Sneaker Watch. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it struggled along.
And it was a site.
For some years. Yeah, it was cool, but I mean, I'm trying to think what the other episodes are. So there's an episode on starting it. There's an episode on equipment. There's an episode on booking guests, and there's an episode on money. So it actually showed there's a breakdown of how one single interview made over $50,000.
One single interview, academics did or you did?
That I did.
Okay.
An interview, someone that I interviewed that made, I think, like around $60,000 off of just one interview. One interview.
What? Yeah. The best I ever did, and I want to thank Iman Shumper for helping me buy my crib, but I made about 39 grand off of an Iman Shumpert interview if you combined all the clips.
Right.
And it was in December of 2022, 2021? No, 2021. Right around the time me and my wife were looking at houses and shit. And it came right on time.
Yeah.
So shout out to Iman Shumpert.